Here's a number that should scare you. Researchers at Brookings found that 49% of people in the bottom wealth bracket in their early 30s are still there almost 30 years later, not because they didn't work hard, not because they didn't want more, because nobody ever showed them the actual rules of the game. This isn't a video about luck or grinding harder or just believing in yourself. This is about the 3 specific traps that keep people stuck and exactly how to walk out of each one. Poverty isn't just a number in a bank account, it's a set of habits, decisions, and blind spots that get passed down, not through DNA, but through environment. You learn how to handle money the same way you learned how to talk, by watching the people around you. And if nobody around you ever built wealth, nobody ever taught you how. The good news, every one of these traps can be unlearned. Let's go through them. The first trap is the pull of right now. When money is tight, your brain isn't wired to think about 10 years from now. It's wired to solve today's problem today. That's not weakness, that's survival instinct. But it means every extra dollar gets spent the moment it arrives, usually on something that makes today easier, not something that makes the future better. This is how lifestyle inflation works. The raise arrives, and so does a nicer car payment. The bonus lands, and so does a vacation. Income goes up, but the gap between income and spending never does, so wealth never has room to build. The escape. Before you touch a single dollar of new income, decide in advance where a fixed percentage goes, savings or investing, automatically before you ever see it in your checking account. You're not relying on willpower in the moment, you're removing the moment entirely. The second trap is simpler than people think. Most people were never taught how money actually grows, compound interest, how debt interest works against you, the difference between an asset and a liability. None of that is standard curriculum, so people make decisions that feel responsible but are quietly working against them. Paying only the minimum on high interest debt, keeping savings in an account that pays nothing, treating a car or a house as an investment when it's actually a liability draining cash every month. Compound growth is brutally simple math, but it's invisible until you actually look at it. Money sitting in a normal savings account for 30 years barely grows. The same money invested and left alone can multiply many times over, not because the person got smarter, but because they let time do the work instead of fighting it. The escape. You don't need a finance degree. You need to know 4 things: what an asset actually is, what a liability actually is, how compound growth works, and how interest on debt works against you. That's the entire foundation, and it's learnable in an afternoon, not a semester. The third trap is the quietest one: the people around you. Humans copy the financial behavior of their environment almost automatically. If everyone around you treats debt as normal, spending as identity, and getting by as the ceiling, that becomes your default too, without you ever consciously choosing it. This is why the same person can behave completely differently in a different environment. It's not that they became a different person. Their default settings changed because their surroundings changed. The escape. You don't need to abandon the people you love. You need to deliberately add new inputs, people, content, conversations that model the behavior you're trying to build. You're not erasing your environment, you're outnumbering it. None of these 3 traps are about intelligence, and none of them are about laziness. They're about never being handed the rule book. Now you have it. Automate before you spend it, learn the 4 basics of how money actually moves, and change what, and who you let shape your defaults. The 49% who stay stuck aren't stuck because the system beat them. They're stuck because nobody ever showed them the exits. Now you know where they are. If this hit subscribe. Every week we break down another piece of the mindset it actually takes to build something from nothing.